Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're going to be checking out Transmissions, the debut album from 212 Degrees.
Yeah.
It's a great album.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. What's really captivating about 212 Degrees is this really unique blend of musical backgrounds that they bring to the table, you know? We have Tim Gardner, who is the mastermind behind the U8 touch guitar. You might know him from his work with bands like Thirst and the Cow.
Oh yeah, I love those bands.
Yeah. And then we also have Marc Pelath. He's kind of a synth wizard. He was with the Laconic. And he adds this really otherworldly layer to their sound.
Yeah.
So
it's a match made in sonic heaven, right?
Absolutely.
And Transmissions is really their love letter to the cosmos.
Yeah.
It's a concept album inspired by sci-fi, literature, and cinema.
You got it.
Really cool stuff.
And what sets this album apart is how they're using their instruments. I mean, for example, the U8 touch guitar, that's not your typical 6-string, you know. I mean, imagine a guitar that responds to your slightest touch. And it creates these textures and sounds that are pretty much impossible to achieve with a traditional instrument. It's like they're painting with sound.
I love that. I love that description.
Yeah.
It's like they invented a new language with these instruments.
Definitely.
So let's talk about the music itself. I was immediately drawn to the opening track.
Yeah.
To the Cirrocumulus.
Yeah.
It starts with this celestial tone. Yeah. Almost like a beacon calling you into their sonic universe.
I love that. And then these sweeping synth pads come in.
Yeah.
You know, it creates this vastness. It's like you're floating through a nebula. And the way that these pads interact with the gentle strumming of the U8 touch guitar, it's just magical, especially those piano-like notes that are woven in. It creates this sense of wonder and awe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. It's definitely an experience that kind of washes over you. I felt a sense of serenity, but also this tingling anticipation, like something incredible was about to happen.
Yes, and that's the beauty of 212 Degrees music. They create these layered soundscapes that evoke a multitude of emotions all at the same time. You know, it's not just playing notes, they're crafting sonic experiences.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of sonic experiences, let's talk about Suspended Animation, track 5 on the album.
Okay.
This one's pure sonic bliss.
This track is all about atmosphere. You know, the soft synths and these delicate guitar harmonics, they just create this hauntingly beautiful melody. It's like a gentle dance unfolding in slow motion, almost meditative. And the way they use reverb and delay creates this feeling of suspended time.
Yeah. I was completely mesmerized by the way the guitar and synth intertwine. It creates this intricate tapestry of sound. It's calming, but also deeply engaging. I felt like I was drifting through space, weightless and free.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's that feeling of weightlessness, you know, being untethered from the constraints of gravity. That's what makes this track so special. Like they captured the essence of floating in zero gravity.
Totally. Okay, so let's jump into another track that caught my attention. Strange Awakening.
Oh, this one's a journey. It starts with this ethereal blend of ambient textures and experimental sounds, almost like waking up in a dream. Disoriented but curious.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And then it evolves into something more sensational and textured, like the dream is taking shape and becoming more vivid.
Right.
There's this pulse, this rhythmic beat that emerges. It adds a whole new layer of energy without sacrificing the sense of calmness.
It's like they mastered the art of balancing these seemingly opposite elements, energy and serenity, to create a soundscape that is both stimulating and soothing. And the way they use panning and stereo effects creates this sense of movement, like the sounds are swirling around you.
Yeah, it's really cool. Speaking of sound swirling, Debris Trails blew me away with his boldness. It starts with this electrifying, grunge-inspired sonic assault, like a meteor shower hitting your eardrums.
I love that. It's a great example of how they play with contrasts. You get that intense opening, and then it quickly transitions into a more serene, down-tempo progression. But there's still this subtle hint of grit underneath it all, like you're journeying through a cosmic debris field, remnants of some celestial explosion.
Yeah. It's like they're taking you on a roller coaster ride through the cosmos. And the vibrations and reverberations are so consistent, it really feels like you're on a spaceship, hurtling through the vast expanse of space. And as always, the production quality is impeccable.
Yeah. They really have a knack for creating these immersive soundscapes.
Yeah.
Every little detail is meticulously crafted, from the subtle nuances of the synth programming to the precise placement of the guitar harmonic.
Absolutely. Now, I know we're all dying to actually hear some of this sonic magic, so let's immerse ourselves in a snippet of suspended animation. This is where we really get to experience the magic of 212 degrees.
I'm ready to get lost in the sound. Wow. Even that short snippet was a journey.
I know, right? It felt like I was floating through space, surrounded by stars and distant galaxies.
The way they used the delay on the guitar created this cascading effect, like stars twinkling in the night sky.
Yeah.
Truly mesmerizing. And the subtle pulsating synths underneath provide this grounding element, like the gentle hum of a spaceship engine.
It's incredible. It's the way they managed to create this sense of vastness and intimacy simultaneously. It just blows me away. It's like you're experiencing the grandeur of the cosmos on a personal, almost spiritual level.
You put it perfectly. It's like they created a sonic portal to another dimension, a place where the boundaries between ourselves and the universe just dissolve.
And that's what sets Transmissions apart from other ambient albums. It's not just about creating a mood or atmosphere. It's about taking you on a journey, both musically and emotionally.
I completely agree.
The emotional depth of this album is something I haven't encountered in a long time. It's almost like they tapped into a universal frequency, something that resonates with our primal fascination, with the cosmos and the unknown.
Precisely. And they do it with such subtlety and grace, you know? They're not hitting you over the head with grand pronouncements or bombastic sounds. They're inviting you to lean in, to listen closely, and discover the beauty and mystery hidden within these sonic layers.
And that brings me to something I want to highlight. The production quality. Every note, every texture, every subtle detail is crystal clear. It's like you're listening to the universe breathe.
It's a magic of Erik Emil Eskildsen, who worked on this album. He's known for his meticulous approach to sound, and his contribution to Transmissions can't be overstated, you know? He's managed to capture the nuances of these instruments in a way that is both intimate and expansive.
It's truly remarkable. You can hear every breath of the U8 touch guitar, every shimmer of the synth pads. It's like you're right there in the studio with them.
And it's not just about the individual tracks, it's about how they flow together, creating this cohesive narrative arc. It's like a sonic odyssey, each track building upon the last, taking you deeper and deeper into their sonic universe.
It's like reading a sci-fi novel, but through sound. You're constantly being drawn deeper into the story, eager to discover what lies around the next sonic corner.
And that's what I find so exciting about 212 Degrees. They've created a world that's both familiar and alien, inviting us to explore its depths and unravel its mysteries. They're not spoon-feeding us answers. They're encouraging us to ask questions, to challenge our perceptions of what music can be.
And the fact that they achieved this with their debut album is simply mind-blowing. It speaks volumes about their talent and vision, and their dedication to pushing the boundaries of sonic exploration.
It makes you wonder what they'll come up with next. I, for one, am eagerly awaiting their next transmission from the outer reaches of the sonic spectrum.
Me too, but for now, let's savor the magic of Transmissions. I highly recommend checking it out. You can find the link in the episode description, so be sure to give it a listen and let yourself be transported to another world.
Definitely worth the journey. It's an experience that will stay with you long after the last note fades away.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. How might the concept of first contact be interpreted differently? Through music, as opposed to traditional sci-fi media.
That's a fascinating question. You know, in film and literature, first contact often revolves around visuals, spaceships, aliens, dramatic encounters. But music, especially ambient music like 212 Degrees creates, allows for a more abstract emotional exploration. of the concept.
It really is a fascinating question. When I think about first contact in movies, it's always a visual experience, like explosions in spaceships, aliens running around.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But 212 degrees, they've managed to evoke that same sense of awe and wonder, that feeling of encountering something truly alien, using only sound.
It really is a testament to the power of music. It has this incredible ability to tap into our emotions and imaginations in a way that transcends language and visuals. I mean, think about it. We've all had those moments where a piece of music has transported us to another time or place, or evoked a powerful memory, or even sparked some profound insight.
Well, absolutely. And in a way, isn't that a form of first contact itself? When we encounter a piece of music that moves us deeply, that challenges our preconceived notions of what music can be. It's like we're making contact with a new dimension of ourselves, a part of us that we didn't even know existed.
That's beautifully put. And I think that's what 212 Degrees is doing with transmissions. They're not just creating music, they're creating experiences, sonic portals to other worlds, both internal and external. They're inviting us to open our minds, let go of our preconceptions, and embrace the infinite possibilities of sound.
Yeah, and what's so remarkable is that they've managed to achieve this level of sonic depth and emotional resonance. With their debut album, it's like they emerged fully formed, like a spaceship materializing out of thin air, ready to take us on an unforgettable journey.
It is truly inspiring. Gives me hope for the future of music, knowing that there are artists out there like this, pushing the boundaries, exploring new sonic territories, and challenging us to listen with fresh ears.
Well said. Well, on that note, I think it's time to bid farewell to our sonic explorers out there. We've journeyed far and wide, delved into the depths of transmissions, and encountered a universe of sound unlike any other.
It's been a privilege sharing this journey with you. May your ears continue to be delighted, your minds expanded, and your imaginations ignited by the power of music.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep those sonic adventures alive.